Hello?
Mommy?
Who's this?
Mommy?
Oh, fuck off. Hello. I've just finished watching The Passing of the Waves, which means this is my Doctor Who Series 1 review. If you want to watch my reviews of the whole classic series and the Wilderness years, click up in the corner now and there'll be a link to every single one of them all shoved in a lovely playlist for you all. I'm just going to get straight into it and I'm going to start talking about Rose. I think in general Rose is quite overrated just because it's the first story that sort of brought the show back. It's not that bad, it is very different to anything we'd seen before in the classic series. I like the way we were reintroduced to the Doctor through the companion's eyes. I'm not sure why that Auton tried karate chopping Rose that time. Bit of a strange thing for it to do. The Doctor's costume is far too plain, I think. With the reboot, I think they were trying to make him as sort of plain and like essentially build off his character, and that's what I was hoping they'd do. The TARDIS exterior is way too fat as well. I don't understand what they were thinking. I don't know why they decided to make it so much bigger. They might have thought it looks better on TV or something, I don't know. But I didn't really like it. And the interior, it just looks too organic, and Rose just comes across as such a fucking bitch. The End of the World, this was the first appearance of the psychic paper. It's actually quite cool, to be fair. It's probably one of the best things that came out of this story. I say that, the story was actually quite good. It's very underrated, I think. The costume designs were fantastic. We finally got a reason as to why every single alien in the universe speaks English. The CGI was really good. Then we get The Unquiet Dead, a very underrated story. I really like this one. I love the darker atmosphere of it. It works really well. I love that coach scene when the Doctor was fanboying over Dickens. Worked really well. I thought they had a great balance of sort of comedy and horror. It worked really good for a Doctor Who story, I think. There was a great moral dilemma there. Should the Doctor have trusted the girl so easily? Should he have just let them die? Do you know what I mean? It's a very moral dilemma. But like I said, The Unquiet Dead is a very, very good story. And then they fucked the series up. Aliens of London / World War III. I mean, first of all, it well and truly fucks up the timeline of the new series. It's the return of UNIT. This was before they called it the Unified, this was the United Nations Intelligence Task Force, which is what it should be. And I'm glad they didn't completely ignore the fact that the Doctor used to work for them. They could have easily just skipped over that bit, but I'm glad they didn't. The Slitheen were shit villains, I'm not gonna lie. They were clearly very childish and it must have appealed to a lot of kids back then because they're still quite popular, I think, in general. But I think they're shit villains. Overall, the story was very childish. The plot was actually quite good. It was just executed very badly. Dalek. This is a fantastic, fantastic story. It showcases the damage just one Dalek can do so well. Eccleston's performance was absolutely spot on. You could just see the hatred in his eyes. You could see the anger. I haven't got much else to say about it, to be honest, but it was a fucking fantastic story. And then we get The Long Game. It's fucking shit as well. The plot was alright, actually. Again, it suffered the Aliens of London syndrome, where you've got a good plot. It was executed quite badly. The plot was basically fake news.
You are fake news.
I don't know how nobody seemed to notice the Jaguar when they went up to floor 500. It's like it was a shock, but it was dribbling. I mean, imagine getting some of that dribble on you. Fuck that. Shit. But whatever, the Jaguar was a shite villain. And one thing I did notice actually was, at one point Adam, it was just a throwaway line, but at one point Adam said the microchip was abandoned in 2019. No, it fucking wasn't. Father's Day. Father's Day was a very emotional story, I think. Rose's little request was very human and very realistic. It was the first story ever, actually. They didn't really explore this at all in the classic series, but it was the first story to show off the consequences of changing history. It had some truly heartbreaking moments when, especially with Jackie, you do sort of want to break a tear just watching her talk. And when they were having that argument, when her and Pete were having that argument, It works so well, it was so sad and it was so good. And then we get The Empty Child / The Doctor Dancer. I hate the way they do that. Why can't they just call it The Empty Child Part 1 and Part 2? I loved the atmosphere, the setting worked so well. It was obviously Jack's first story. Jack obviously becomes a very big character later on, but yeah, this was his first story and he was very young. The CGI was very good, especially when Dr. Constantine and that military bloke grew the gas masks. It looked very realistic, especially for 2005, it was very good. The innuendos worked really well, and the story was brilliant. Very, very brilliant. And then they spoil it. They were on a roll. We had Father's Day, we had The Empty Child, we had the Doctor Dancers, and then we get fucking Boomtown. Boomtown. They had to spoil it with Boomtown. They had to bring back some of the worst monsters from this series. You know it's going to be shit just with the Slitheen in it, don't you? It's even more light-hearted than Aliens of London, and that is saying something. It's just so childish, and I hate childish stories. Cardiff Bay is beautiful. Overall, the story was just crap. The plot was crap. At least in Aliens of London, you had an okay plot. This one didn't even have an okay plot, it was just shit. Then we get Bad Wolf / The Parting of the Ways. I thought it was very dated, especially with The Weakest Link and Trini and Susanna. Linda with a Y is it Linda with an I? Is it Linda with an I or Linda with a Y? Either way, she was a very lovely character. There's some more fantastic acting from Eccleston, and the build-up to the Daleks' return was absolutely fantastic. I loved the little scene when Jack and the Doctor knocked out those security guards. The Parting of the Ways was very emotional, I think, and it really goes to show that you don't need to draw out a Doctor's regeneration to make it emotional. This one did it so well. There was no mention of anything to do with the Doctor's regeneration until like the last 5 minutes. The scenes with Jackie and Mickey when they return to Earth, and even that little bit when that bloke asked that woman out and then they both get killed, that's quite emotional. I mean, I didn't cry or anything, so I suppose it's not emotional. But it is quite sad. I love the way Bad Wolf was plotted throughout the series. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Rose looked into the TARDIS and then she just became the most overpowered person in the universe. I didn't mind it, actually. I think it did work quite well. The only thing I didn't like about that was the way the Doctor kissed her. But the story was great, the regeneration was great, and the series was great, actually. It's probably one of the strongest series that we'd ever seen. It's such a shame Eccleston never returned to the show. I know right now is probably quite a good time to be watching this series because Eccleston has had quite a lot to say about his time on Doctor Who recently. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you enjoyed it, leave it a like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Doctor Who videos like this one. Follow all my social medias, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and yeah, so thank you for watching and goodbye. Tell you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? So was I. I was human. Fucking hell, my hair's grown.